The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Radio Global, Who Knew Productions, JSA Media, and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
Hey, this is Jimmy with your weekly lineup. Starting on Mondays at 8 o'clock p.m., we have Spot On with Lino and Debbie. Right after Spot On is Straight Talk with Matt Hazley. He's on at 10 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday night, 8 o'clock p.m., Talk Time with Val. Right after Val is Sammy V with Thoughts for Food. He's on at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern. On Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, we have a radio show called Suspense. And at 10 o'clock p.m. on Wednesday, we have On the Air with Mike Allen. On Thursday nights at 8 p.m., we have Outline with Jay and Sarah. After Outline we have Real Talk with Robert Zuckerman. After Real Talk, we have Night Talk with Joe Rocks. He's on at 10 p.m. Eastern. At 11:30 p.m. Eastern, we got Pot Talk with Jim and Paul. And at 12:30 a.m., we have Outline with Jay and Sarah. They're on right after Pot Talk. On Friday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern, we have Straight Talk with Matt Hazley. And to wrap it up on Saturdays at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern, we have Thoughts for Food with Sammy V and Chris T. That's your weekly lineup. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much.
Cards face up on the table. I gotta let it go. All of my chips are in. I gotta let it go. I give a damn if the stakes are even. I give a damn now. Going all out to win. I gotta let it go. The line come a little bit closer. I gotta let it go. Caution into the wind. I gotta let it go. The days of my life is over. I give a damn now. Going all out to win. Out to win. Out to win. Come a little closer so you understand my time.
Hey, what up, everybody? You're listening to Outline with your girl, J. Monique.
And Chulita Sarita, a.k.a. Chichi, on Armed Radio Global.
We have entertainment news and dating advice you do not want to miss.
No, you sure don't.
So what we got going on with some news? What's going on with some selfie that seems perfectly normal, but actually is not?
I don't know, girl, but I seen this article and it freaked me out. I started saying Our Father. I started saying Hail Mary. I was like, ooh.
All right. So who said this? This came from mirror.co.uk. So they're saying at first glance, this selfie seems to be a perfectly normal picture of a man and a woman. But what's lurking in the background has people freaking out.
Yes, girl, freaking out. I was freaking out.
Yeah, because at first when I was looking at it, I'm like, what are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw, I'm like, what? But before y'all assume, let's continue on. So the seemingly innocent image shows a man and woman posing for a selfie, but it hides a terrifying secret. On closer inspection, eagle-eyed viewers spotted something very creepy reflected in the glass door behind the couple. Rather than showing the back of the woman's head, it shows her face looking directly at the camera. You know, when you take a selfie and stuff, obviously, if there's a reflection, you would see like the back of their heads or something.
Yes.
But
no, Yes, this woman looked like a two-headed woman. Like she had a face in the front and back. It freaked me out.
Like, what's going on? Like, what you going through in this photo?
And then I actually started looking at it, and I was like, well, maybe there was a reflection, blah, blah, blah. No, girl. There's just no way that happened. No, it was too freaky.
And even the image that was uploaded by a Twitter user, they actually tweeted what kind of devilish ting is going on. Because, of course, the person must be Islander, to say that. And the picture has users on social media freaking out with one writing, I honestly thought it was just a nice everyday pic, but F no.
Yeah, exactly. And then another user posted, nah, this is some paranormal activity type.
And then another person replied, LOL, demonic.
Yeah, man.
Dude, that's not something to play with. Like,
no, it was freaky.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know about y'all, but honestly, I do believe that there is a whole nother universe going on around us that we don't even know about. Y'all can say whatever about Jay. Yes, Jay said it.
Yep.
But there's a whole nother world going on. And for that woman, that couple that took the selfie, I would honestly really strongly suggest that they get that inspected, investigated, and check the hell out. Because that's not right.
You know what's so crazy? There's a lot of people that don't believe at all in God. They don't even believe in like a spiritual world. I'm very intuitive. So I feel stuff that I just wish that I didn't feel. I feel like sometimes it's a cursing and a blessing at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I know that there's some evil stuff in this world, and
yeah,
ain't nothing to be played with. And she definitely needs some, holy water, something.
Yeah, get doused in it, bathe in it, like shower in it like 3 times a day, bro. And then go back to, whoever and just make sure that it's all cleared up because, nah, son. And forget the Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters has nothing on this.
Yes. No.
It's like, no, you need to call an expert. Exactly. And there actually are really experts that deal with this. And people are like, hee, like it's a joke. No,
I don't play with that. With the spiritual world, I don't find ghosts. I don't go looking for them. And you don't mess with me, I don't mess with you.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you were friendly, we cool. Like, calm down, chill. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Exactly.
I can't see you nor hear you. Exactly, that too. Because it's like, if I can't see or hear you, you already got something up on me. You ain't got to do stuff. I can't see you and hear you or nothing. So let's not do that here. I'm friendly with everybody. I get along with you, whether you live in or not.
Yes, for real.
We're cool.
I don't play with that.
Yeah, I don't play with that either. But let's get on to that because I'm starting to get goosebumps and chills right now. And I'm like, OMG.
So, girl, did you hear about FettyWap and Malika, whatever her name is? All we know is that she is an industry whore.
What?
But yes, girl, he just had his baby. Well, she just had his baby. And according to HollywoodLife.com, he just became a daddy. He jumped on a plane from New Jersey on March 29th when he discovered his ex-former love and hip-hop Hollywood star, Masika, went into labor with their baby in Los Angeles. So did you hear about this before she had the baby?
Yes, girl. And FettyWap had, according to certain sources, had actually said that she had tricked him into getting her pregnant.
Girl, and she went on and she is suing him. Before they even had the baby, she was suing him for $17,000
for what?
In child support. Okay.
But the child ain't born yet.
$2,000 is going to rent, not even mortgage.
He ain't your husband. What he owe you?
Yes.
What's wrong? What's going on?
Yes.
But it's like FettyWap is like, again, I'm not a fan of both of them right now because first of all, that is questionable because it's like, you already know that if that man WAP didn't have that fame and fortune that you wasn't going to pay no type of mind. So It's like...
Yep, exactly. And everybody knows that she jumps from one dude to another. I mean, just in the show, she jumped to 2 dudes. Yes.
That is so disgusting. It's like, is you that thirsty for attention and money? It's like, attention, go see a psychologist, number one. Yep. And it's like, as far as get a job.
And then one of the comments that they had under this article, okay, you see her looking at her baby with joy and she's smiling. And the first thing that they say is she's smiling because of the money she will be getting.
Exactly. Honestly, I have to agree with that. She's smiling because she's like, I got you. And you can't go back. This ain't a retail outlet.
Yeah, and then he got
This ain't no retail outlet. You cannot take that baby back for a refund. You can't get an exchange. Like, he is stuck with her for life. Exactly. How does he feel about this?
Well, apparently, before any of this, when she first told him that she was having his baby, he got so pissed off with her because the first thing he asked her was, why didn't you terminate the pregnancy? And then she says she doesn't believe in abortion.
But she believes in hopping around?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so she's got
some morals and values.
She's a hypocritical morals. It's okay for me to bounce around from man to man, but I don't believe in abortions. Bet what?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, girl. I don't know. I mean, I think it's pretty crazy that she even... how do you sue somebody before you have a baby?
How do you even try to get them on child support before you even have the baby? And what's going on? Was there even a DNA test done?
I don't know.
To find out?
There's nothing that says anything about a DNA test. But before this article actually came out, they were talking about how he spent $20,000 on just the stuff for the baby.
$20,000.
So obviously he believes that the baby's his.
He's at least somewhat believes it. So according to HollywoodLife.com, Masika went into labor around 12:30 p.m. on Tuesday, TMZ reports, and she notified Fetty as soon as it happened. Her rep sent TMZ the picture above, and a source inside the hospital told HollywoodLife.com, Masika's in labor as we speak. She's in LA hospital right now, and the baby is on its way. Fetty has been notified, and he too is on his way to the hospital to be with Masika and the baby. Also, VH1 is here filming the birth. Unfortunately, it doesn't sound like Fetty made it to the hospital in time to see his little girl being born. Masika has already given birth to a beautiful baby girl, the source told HollywoodLife.com. And a source exclusively told HollywoodLife.com that Fetty wasn't there for the birth. His flight got delayed. She gave birth to the girl at 6 p.m. and Fetty was still en route to the hospital at 7:30. Well, at least, he is supportive. You can obviously see that he did want to be at the hospital, so he has no control really over the flight being delayed or anything that had to do with his transportation. So she lucky. Mm-hmm. I mean, even though he did get on her at first, she's lucky. Whether that kid is his or not, that's left to be seen. But
well, I mean, I don't think that she's that stupid either. She probably planned that out. If she really did plan it out, and he's just, he's just really pissed off that he got her pregnant. If she really planned it out, I think she would have done it smart. I mean, he's got money. He can find out that's not his child.
Oh, easily.
So you would think that she'd be at least smart about making sure that was his child before she tried to accuse him.
Exactly.
But yes, girl, let's talk about the comments on this. Okay, Kelsey says, wow, what a gold-digging whore. This is exactly the type of woman who can give all women a bad rep. Hello, it's called a DNA test, Fetty, and I wouldn't pay a dime till it comes back. That girl done been with everybody and their brother. What makes her think anyone would even believe or know that who her baby daddy really is?
Man, woo! I felt that.
Yes, girl.
Man, they really getting on her. Oh my gosh.
It's true though. It's true.
Man, they really digging at her. Like, them comments is fierce, you guys. Those comments are fierce. Like, they really getting on Masika.
Yes, girl.
Or however her name is pronounced.
Kim said, she haven't even had the baby. Why is she suing this man?
That's what I just asked. Thank you.
Not a good look, Masika. I'm just saying, baby need to take her personal feelings about him away and just be ready to be the best mother she can be. I don't know how much of a good mother she's going to be.
I don't know either. I don't know her.
I don't like to judge people or whatever. I just hope that she sees this baby more as this is her child and this is someone that she's going to raise and love and take care of other than a check.
Exactly. But it seems to me, again, I don't know and I'm not passing judgment, but it just seems to me, in my opinion, that she, in fact, is looking at this baby as a paycheck for her and to improve her financial situation.
Yep. Kimberly says, dude, you was her come up. She's going to take you to the cleaners. Your parents tell you about condoms and gold diggers. Some women are for the moment, while others are for a lifetime. Hand-me-down ass is never worth losing your money over. That's so true.
That's true.
I mean, she's what everybody knows. She's for the moment. You just got sucked up in it.
Yeah, it's just pretty messed up, that something like that is, in fact, happening to Fetty. That's enough with this garbage with Masika, Malika.
All the industry hoes. God bless you guys, though. If you guys decide to, work things out and try and make it work and everything.
Chi don't mean it.
No, I do mean, the blessings and everything.
For that baby,
Yeah, I just hope that, it's, again, I hope it's more than a paycheck to you. You know what I'm saying? Because there's just too many babies being brought in, even at a lower level, just being happy to get an extra $500 a month, Now she just had her come up of $17,000. I mean, how the hell do you really ask for $17,000? What is she doing with her life that she needs to have a maid anyways and have a nanny?
Exactly.
She wants $5,000 for a nanny.
My gosh. She don't need no nanny.
Girl, then she's asking for another $5,000 for clothing expenses. Not even for the baby, for her.
That's why it's called get a job.
Yeah.
And a baby's clothes do not cost $5,000 a month. Where are you shopping at? Louis Vuitton?
Oh no, he spent $20,000 on stuff for the baby. So I mean,
Well, I guess they got it like that. So they probably getting all these different designer clothes and Michael Kors. What baby needs Michael Kors? What's going on? That baby's not even going to remember wearing Michael Kors. No. You could have a picture of it and everything. These babies do not remember this designer clothes. I'm like, oh, for real? I was wearing Michael Kors? What's Michael Kors?
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
What they're going to say.
That Michael Kors is going to be old and
played out. So. Like, who's that? I did want to bring up one last thing that he had told the Shade Room. Because initially he did say that she tricked him into getting her pregnant. And he said, I don't even remember what party I was at. He told the Shade Room in January. But my manager made me go to talk to her. And he said that she knew exactly who he was and she had a plan. She knew what she was doing. Mm-hmm. He said, I wasn't just no random dude in the club. She knew I was going to be there. And that's how that happened, he said. So that's basically what he's saying, is that she tricked him into getting her pregnant. I wouldn't be surprised. I wasn't there. Only those two know what really happened, so I wasn't there. But we're going to go on to some other news that's going on. And this is how the FBI cracked the iPhone encryption and averted a legal showdown with Apple. Mm-hmm. Apple, what's going on?
Yeah, because Apple was not playing that. They didn't want to hear any type of nonsense.
Okay, so an urgent meeting happened inside FBI headquarters a little more than a week ago, is what convinced federal law enforcement officials that they may be able to abandon a brewing legal fight with tech giant Apple, sources told ABC News today. In the days after the December 2015 massacre in San Bernardino, California, which killed 14 people and wounded 22 others, the iPhone left behind by one of the shooters, Saeed Farouk, was secretly flown to the FBI's laboratory in Quantico, Virginia, sources said. The FBI had been unable to review the phone's contents due to a security feature that, after 10 failed attempts to enter the 4-digit access code, would render the phone's files forever inaccessible.
Girl, whoa! I gotta get an iPhone. I have to. Forever? You know that is some serious security on your phone. Dang. When the FBI can't get into it.
FBI can't even crack the code, and the files are forever inaccessible. Wow. So by last month, the FBI was at impasse with Apple, which fought a court order telling the company to help authorities bypass the security feature. Apple maintained the U.S. government was asking it to create a back door into its devices that would endanger the privacy of hundreds of millions of iPhone users around the world. So the Apple CEO, Tim Cook, said, it is, in our view, the software equivalent of cancer.
That's right. There you go, Tim Cook.
Yeah, he had told World News Tonight that, man. But the FBI insisted that it had a responsibility to access any data potentially relevant to the deadly terror attack in San Bernardino. I don't know whether there is evidence of the identity of another terrorist on the phone or nothing at all, but we ought to be fired in the FBI if we didn't pursue that lead. And that's what FBI Director James Corney told a House panel in February. And as the legal battle played out, the FBI appealed to cyber experts around the world for help. We talk to anybody who will talk with us, and I welcome additional suggestions. Comey said,
I need an iPhone. I need an iPhone. I need an iPhone.
Man, we got the FBI saying, man, we talk to anybody who will talk with us about it. Man, if they welcoming additional suggestions, y'all need a hacker, bro.
They went looking for hackers. They couldn't get them.
There's hackers everywhere. Man, y'all need to talk to them because they trying to steal our passwords to get our personal stuff. Y'all don't know where to find that hacker? Go on Facebook. Y'all talk to everybody. Are you sure? You talk to everybody?
Yeah, but you know for a fact that if FBI was trying to look for help, that means they got some serious security on there. If they had to go straight to Apple and say, look, help me out.
Okay.
Please help me out.
And Apple's like, nah, bro. Privacy, this confidentiality. And FBI still couldn't go past them. Like, nah, that's a security breach. You can't, right. You can't trump this.
I'm glad that they stood their ground on that.
Yeah. I mean, this is a proof to show FBI is not God. Okay, they have a job, a 9-to-5 job. Well, I don't know, that might be a little bit longer. Maybe 12 hours a day job, like anybody else. They're not God.
But, I don't really want the FBI looking for me or anything, but I do want to say this. I just find it so weird that, they never had an issue. They never needed to go into iPhones, right? All of a sudden, this happens, and this is the one thing that they have to use so that they can get into iPhones.
Yeah.
Really? Come on now. Really?
And y'all, the FBI? I'm so confused.
Come on. Nah. There's more of an agenda, on that. But again, that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say anything else. I don't want FBI looking for me. Yeah.
So in response, countless companies and hackers, including one source familiar with the matter called many wackadoodles, came forward claiming to have a way into Farouk's phone, sources said, but nothing appeared viable. That is until a company that the FBI has yet to identify came forward about 2 weeks ago. After initial contacts with the FBI, company officials flew to Washington to lay out their solution, sources told ABC News. So on Sunday, March 20th, in a meeting at FBI headquarters, company officials demonstrated their technology on another iPhone. Convinced it would work, the FBI green-lighted applying it to Farouk's phone, sources said. So this past weekend, just days ago, the attempt was made, and the FBI has now successfully retrieved the data stored on the phone, according to the Justice Department. It took y'all that long. It took the FBI that long.
Well, I'm no longer going to get an iPhone.
Oh, because they found that data. They found that way, and they didn't even identify the company. So, and it actually said that too. The FBI has refused to identify the company that has offered the solution, with one source citing a mutual agreement. Nevertheless, Apple did not play a part in finding the solution. So right. Apple didn't play a part. So you can still get your iPhone, because Apple had nothing to do with that. They stood their ground. It was another outside company that was like, hey, we can get you in this phone.
Outside company. That was just a serious hacker that they
That's why they don't want to identify. That's true. That was some backdoor deal. Like, they don't want to identify because it's like, nah, that was on the back door. They went and hired a hacker that be doing some type of illegal stuff. I'm
that
quite
was probably out on a serious warrant for us for breaking into some stuff. And they're like, all right, look, I'm going to give you a deal. You break into this iPhone. We're not going to put you behind bars for the next 30 years.
Like, we don't mess with you. You don't mess with us. Yeah, like, we're cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow. Wow. So, one federal law enforcement source said it's important to emphasize that the ultimate solution identified in this case was not found despite the lawsuit filed against Apple. But because of it, the solution was generated as a result of the media attention, the source said. At the same time, the source said federal authorities believe the end to the current litigation should not end the national discussion about balancing the interests of security and privacy. Our need for public safety and our need for privacy are crashing into each other.
Oh, of course. Of course, the government would say something like that, but go ahead.
And we have to sort it out as a people. As a people. Okay, Comey. That's what Comey said recently. This world some people imagine where nobody can look at your stuff is a world that will have public safety costs. I mean, some people gotta have some type of privacy. That person, but how do
you feel about the government knowing all our stuff?
I don't think they should know all our stuff. You should be afforded some type of privacy in your life. We shouldn't be feeling like we're on a 24-hour surveillance.
Yep. Well, because we are, and they couldn't get into iPhones, and now they're trying to make sure that is an option. It doesn't make me feel comfortable that they can get into anything that they want. I don't know how much public safety. I think that's just an excuse.
Absolutely. I think that's just an excuse. They want to be all up in everybody's business, whether it's private or not. I think that there should be some type of balance as to how much access they can get into your files. And there needs to be a probable reason as to why.
Exactly.
It shouldn't just be because they are fooling around and have nothing else better to do or kicking their feet up and like, hey, you know what? Let me look and check in on this person. I ain't done nothing wrong.
Well, I just hope that, Apple now just gets an even harder encryption on that phone, okay? And when I find that out, then I'll go purchase me an iPhone.
Uh-oh, Apple, y'all might have you a new customer.
Yeah, because, who's to say... it took them forever to get into it, but they did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So who's to say what's not going to happen next? They already have so many... Have you ever seen that show, Catch Me If You Can?
Catch Me If You Can.
It's on Netflix, okay, girl? This dude on Netflix, he completely goes off the radar. He cancels out his bank accounts. This dude has never had a traffic ticket, never has gotten in trouble. He's never even had anything bad in school, never suspended, nothing. Okay, there's no reason for the government to go track him, right? He drops everything, gets rid of his phone, everything. They can't find him. He's starting to pay everything cash. Within a week, they actually filmed these dudes coming out in Men in Black type suits to look for him because they could not find him and keep track of him. Now that is something so scary.
That's scary. If you want to be off the grid,
that's what I'm saying. Like, why? Why are you looking for this dude?
Exactly. There was no probable reason. And that leads back to what I was saying. It's like there should be balances. They should not have been allowed to do that. If the man wants to live off that's his damn business.
Exactly.
If he maybe he doesn't want contact with the outside world. Maybe he's one, and you have people out there that are like that lives out in the woods, like in Montana and Utah and stuff.
And his whole purpose was to show how much the government really knows about what you're doing.
Man, so we on GPS all the time. What? We just don't
so those
know
cute
it.
little phones, those selfies that you take, and you better believe the government knows everything that
every
you're doing.
Selfie.
Even when you're trying to watch porn on your phone. Yeah, They know. They know everything you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Every move you make, every keystroke on your phone. They know who you talking to, what
Where
time you talk to them. Y'all cheaters better be careful. FBI know you cheating. They know you cheating. They just don't want to say nothing yet to your wife or your husband. But I mean, again, that should be everybody's private business. There needs to be something done about this. I don't blame Apple for standing their ground because that was a privacy concern. Yeah. They cannot just let you get into. They have that security feature for a reason, and whether that person's deceased or not, you cannot just want them to just let you get a backdoor deal just because you're the FBI when everybody else would not have otherwise been able to get into that phone.
Girl, Shia LaBeouf was on The Tonight Show. This was a couple years back. And he said that he met a dude after one of his movie premieres that was telling him that they record every one of our conversations. And he was like, nah, get out of here. Yeah, right, whatever. And he's like, oh, you don't believe me? They went 2 years back and just grabbed a random conversation that he completely forgot about and played it for him.
Oh,
when they aired that on The Tonight Show, do you remember when Shia LaBeouf went crazy and everything?
Yeah.
When they aired that after that, he took a lot of heat for that because he was not supposed to say that on air.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy.
Yes, girl. So they have all sorts. So that's what I'm saying. Like, when he was holding his ground and everything, Apple knew that they had something that the FBI couldn't play with, but they still got into it.
Exactly.
So let me find out they do something a little better, then I'll go purchase an iPhone.
Exactly. And Android, they need to have that same feature.
Yeah, no, it's not going to happen. Android's cheap,
Yeah, they are cheap for a reason. I mean, you can't knock them too hard.
And Samsung would sell us out. In a heartbeat. I love Samsung, but they would sell us out. Write a fat enough check, they're out.
Okay? Like, man, this is scary.
Yeah.
That means they probably listening to us right now.
Yes, girl. That's why I said, look, I don't want no beef with that.
There shouldn't be no
Leave
beef.
me alone.
I am clean.
Yes. I don't like that you listening, but I don't care. Just stay over there. I stay over here.
And just disclaimer, this show is for entertainment purposes only. just putting it out there.
Yes, girl.
Because we know this is going to be played back, so.
Yes. They can turn on the camera on your laptop.
Oh, I know about that part. So y'all think y'all queuing for your little webcam, for your little boyfriend and stuff, or your husband or something, or you doing like a what you think is like a private Skype video conversation?
No.
Ain't nothing private. You better put them. You better put them drawers back on if they're not on, because somebody's watching you and they're laughing at you.
Yeah.
So it's like just a suggestion. I don't get in front of my webcam doing nothing. Mm-mm. And if I do get on Skype, I use my phone. Not to say that that's any better, but I'm not doing anything. I'm innocent. Okay?
Yeah, sure. Just for you to even say all that stuff.
I know you're looking at me like, why are you defending yourself?
Yeah,
Ain't nobody asked you. Why you have to feel need to explain this yourself? I'm just letting everybody know.
Yeah.
I don't have anything.
Yeah, her own disclaimer.
So don't ask me. I don't have nothing, so don't ask me for nothing. So all them pictures that we think are private.
Oh, they're not. They're not. All those videos that people be doing. I wouldn't even be surprised if half of those sex tapes that were released had nothing to do with the people.
I wondered about that. You know how they always have those like video leaks or photo leaks? I'm like, well, how did seemingly these certain celebrities have them leaked in the first place? Who was leaking them? You mean tell me that hackers just mysteriously knew all this information and how to get into all their personal stuff and send and just seemingly find these pictures?
I believe that hackers we're able to get that information, but
hired by
paying,
the FBI.
Yeah, but who's paying for the hackers?
Exactly. The FBI was paying them. The hackers are not just, they're getting something out of it. People don't just do stuff for no reason. I'm not condoning what the hackers do, okay? But people don't just do something without some type of benefit more so than ha. No, they getting paid. They're getting
And you have to wonder why Apple was so adamant about not helping them. They didn't care about the lawsuit, nothing. I mean, FBI was coming at them hard, and they still didn't want to hear it.
Exactly.
They know. They
already know. They already know what it is, and hopefully more laws are put in place to where you can't just be spied on randomly like that. Like you have to be, it should be for a legal reason, like it's for an investigation or a crime that's actually active, not somebody who's just minding their own business.
Yeah, but at the same time, what sucks is that our generations are getting stupider and stupider. And I'm sorry to say that, but nobody really pays attention to what's going on. Our rights are slowly being taken from us. And I don't even mean to get off the subject, but our rights are slowly being taken away from us. And we don't even know it. We're so stupid and we're so into our phones and into our social media that we don't even know what's really going on. And by the end of all this stuff, we're not going to have no rights. We're going to be walking around with a chip, okay?
And they
the mark of the beast.
Too.
The mark of the beast.
How you know they didn't put the chip in you already in your sleep?
I was wondering why when I walked through the metal detector, I went off and no.
Like, it's like, man, if the chip is in us already, it's like, can they read our thoughts? And if they can't, y'all don't want to know my thoughts. Like, is there like some type of signal from our brain that like just triggers and then like, and then tells them what our thoughts are? And if it does, is it in writing? Is it like typed out, or is it like a voice recording that's like synthesized with the brain? Like, this is what Jay is thinking right now. Oh, no.
Well, I mean, they try to like get us like all comfortable with it when they started injecting the chips into the dogs and stuff.
Yeah, they've been doing that for quite some time.
It's all right. It's just in the dog. Well, if you think they're going to put one in the dog, don't you think you next? You are very nonchalant about that. Okay, everything's cool. Nah,
yeah, well, they use the whole protection thing. Like, oh, in case you lose your dog, you'll be able to easily find your dog.
So that's what they're going to start doing with kids. All these, little Amber Alerts. They won't need no Amber Alerts. They're going to stick your... Why don't you put a chip in your child? We'll always be able to find them. No.
Exactly. It's like, in a way, it's helpful as far as the children are concerned. In a way, it's not. Because we don't know what your mindset is.
Look, I leave that in God's hands, okay? If I'm not paying attention to my child, look, I don't want nothing to happen to my child, but you're not going to put a chip in my child either.
Exactly. You're not putting a chip in my child. You're not putting a chip in me.
No. God. Ugh.
It's just, it's just not happening.
Man. That right there is crazy.
Yeah, although I don't need to be GPS, I don't even have a phone on me. And I'm still a walking GPS machine, basically. Nah, I'm good. But you know what?
Just imagine if they got a chip in you and you just thinking about, times are hard and you're thinking about robbing a bank. And you just have the thought. You got FBI agents already.
Okay, they already at your door.
Look, I swear I was going to ask my parents for $100.
I didn't even say nothing. We heard your thoughts, ma'am. We heard your thoughts. We just coming to check you.
No. That is way too scary.
Yep, that is too scary. And the good thing is, we're about to be off this topic because we got to take a break. Right. We'll be right back. Hey!
All my cards face up on the table. I gotta let it go. All of my chips are in. I gotta let it go. I give a damn if the stakes are even. I give a damn now. Going all out to win. I gotta let it go. The line come a little bit closer. I gotta let it go. Caution into the wind. I gotta let it go. The days of my life is over. I give a damn now. Going all out to win. Out to win. Out to win. Come a little closer so you understand my time.
Are you hangry? Know the signs. Uncontrollable yelling.
Why aren't you egg rolls?
Hallucination.
Sushi.
Pants discomfort.
I hate you, pants.
Hangry. It can happen to anyone. Fortunately, there's E24, the app that tells hunger to shut up.
Egg rolls. Thanks, Snoop.
E24. In my medical opinion, it's the best way to order food online, baby.
Hey guys, this is Sarah from Night Talk with Joe Rocks. Are you guys looking for a quiet getaway with a modern flair? Because I have a really great place I want to tell you all about. The Milestone Inn at 146 South Pomperaug Avenue in Woodbury, Connecticut has the perfect combination of modern amenities, but is surrounded by 3 verdant acres for a peaceful weekend getaway. And guess what? Mention the promo code Joe Rocks and you'll receive the Joe Rocks Signature Suite. You'll also receive a box of Night Talk chocolates, premium bath accessories, and a beautiful king-size bed fitted with luxury bedding. At the Milestone Inn, you'll enjoy plush comforts, modern amenities at exceptional value. Call and book the Joe Rock Suite now at 203-405-6261 at the Milestone Inn in Woodbury, Connecticut. Hey everyone, I want to tell you all about an amazing salon. Joyce's, located at 132 Ferry Street in Everett, Massachusetts. Joyce's specializes in the latest techniques in coloring, styling, cutting, and beach waves. Joyce's features Sukesha all-natural nutrient products and organic color. Joyce's full-service spa and salon, located at 132 Ferry Street, Everett, Massachusetts. 617-387-6688. Specializing in you.
Tune in every Monday and Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time for Straight Talk with Matt Hazley. Live audio on TuneIn Radio and Spreaker.com. Plus live video on Ustream.tv. From the demented minds at ArmedRadioGlobal.com.
Come a little closer so you understand my time. Come closer. Yes. My time now. Right now. I mean right now. Out to win. Out to win. Out to win. Come a little closer so you understand my time. Come closer. Yes. My time now. Right now. I mean right now. Out to win.
All right, welcome back. You're listening to Outline with Jay Monique and Chi Chi on Armed Radio Global. In case you missed it earlier, we were talking about the creepy Selfie, FettyWap's new baby, and how the FBI cracked the iPhone encryption and averted a legal showdown with Apple. So now we're going to talk about how to prepare yourself for being in a good relationship. And you know, the relationship topics are my favorites. Okay, so according to PsychCentral.com, being in a good relationship takes work. So does starting one, but it's absolutely worthwhile. Not only does it steer you in the right direction for fulfilling a relationship, it also helps you to get to know yourself.
Got some goodies up in here.
Yes. So Mark E. Shep, PhD, psychologist in private practice who specializes in relationship issues, shares that what makes a good relationship and how you can prepare for one. So what defines a good relationship? So to you, what is your opinion of a good relationship?
I think good relationship is when a couple can easily communicate with each other. Definitely got to have respect, have to have that trust and that loyalty. Period, point blank. There has to be that connection there.
Yep. I feel the same way. I'm very big on trust. I'm very big on loyalty. And you definitely have to have a connection. And I'm not trying to be shallow or anything, but you got to be good looking, man. Because, you know, you can't kiss somebody or get affection with somebody that
was like Crypt the Creeper.
No. Okay, so, Dr. Sharp says, in a good relationship, both partners feel connected. They respect each other and their differences, enjoy each other's company, and feel a sense of security and safety.
Who said we don't know what we talking about?
Mr. Pup, but anyways, all right. He also says there's also a good balance between wanting to make your partner happy, but knowing that that's not your responsibility for their feelings. He believes that relationships consist of 3 things. Each person and relationship and couples in good relationship have a strong sense of we. Oh, yes, that is so true. Take the example of one partner getting a new job in another city. Both partners wouldn't just consider the effect on them as individuals. They need to consider the results on their relationship as well. That is so true. Yeah. And I think in a good relationship, you would think more as we. You would think of each other as being on a team. You know, it should never be you and him or, you and her against each other. It should be you and him or you and her against the world. And I think that makes a big difference in a relationship. And I think a lot of times we get lost And especially if you're a good girl or a good guy, sometimes when you're in a really, when you're really in love with someone, you tend to make sure that even sometimes if that hurts your happiness, you're going to do whatever it takes to make them happy.
Yep.
And that right there in itself causes a lot of anger and resentment, because even though you're not voicing it and you think that you're making them happy, that causes you to be bitter down the line because you're doing all these things to make them happy, but you're not even worried about yourself anymore.
Exactly. Yeah, I would definitely have to agree with that. Like, that resentment will build up. And it's like, it's being passive aggressive, basically. Yep. It's like, you know, you're trying to please a person in one way and you're thinking, okay, that's making them happy, but you're sacrificing your own happiness. And eventually you are going to want to be happy. And eventually you're going to be sitting there, you know, with your, kicking your feet up on the couch or something and say, well, why the hell does she or he always get what she or he wants? What about me?
Yeah.
And then you're going to start building up that anger. Then you're going to start having that replay of stuff in your mind. Yeah. And then you're going to start envisioning everything, especially when that person's not in front of you.
Yes, exactly.
And you're going to be like, wait till that person get in the door. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you're going to just explode on that person. And they're going to be like, what the hell is she talking about? You crazy?
And then you have an attitude for no reason. I mean, how many times have you went cooking every single day and it becomes just automatic because you want them to be happy, whether it's a guy or a girl doing it. And then they become unappreciative. Mm-hmm. And you start building that resentment. And then out of nowhere, they think they're coming home to a happy household and you're flipping just because you think that they're ungrateful. And
exactly.
They're unappreciative. So it's true.
And that's where that communication comes in as well.
Yep.
And here comes into preparing for a good relationship. One of the biggest barriers people face in preparing for a good relationship is vulnerability or lack thereof.
Woo! That one right there, I have a problem with being vulnerable, girl. Ugh.
Man, so many people prefer to wait to open up until they can trust a potential partner. I'm not going to lie, that's me right there. Like, them walls is up like the FBI. FBI can't even break through them walls, FBI. You're not breaking through them walls. That guard is up. I got security. So continuing, this makes sense, especially if you've been burned before. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But many people construct sky-high, sturdy fences. And don't feel comfortable sharing a smidge of themselves. And many get defensive, Sharp said. Now, I can't say I won't share a smidge of myself, but not until I know something about you. Exactly. Like, what do I need to know about you? You know, because it's kind of like, okay, just like what Sharp said.
Yep.
You know, I got them sky-high, sturdy fences, and I don't feel comfortable sharing certain information, but I will share a smidge. If you share, I'll share, kind of thing. It's like I'm kind of going to mirror off of you. Like, okay, I ain't saying nothing either. What you going to know my business when I don't know yours?
Exactly. And you know, for me, being vulnerable is such a hard, that right there, just a word just makes me cry. Because, all right, you already know, I'm Latina, you know, You're Jamaican mixed with all sorts of stuff.
All sorts of stuff. They said I was crazy.
All that stuff.
I'm all over the place.
So, and then we're women, you know, and we're single moms, and we have to be strong. There is no place in our lives to be vulnerable. So that right there in itself, I don't like that word. I really don't like it. It's very hard for me
vulnerable,
to let down.
Yeah. Like, vulnerable almost sounds like weak.
Yes,
that's the first word that comes to my mind.
I know it's not the same thing. I know it's not, but that's what I feel like it is, and I don't have no place for weakness. Not in my life. I don't. I can't do it.
So that translates into paying attention to everything that's wrong with a potential partner or creating inconsequential rules for rejection. For instance, you might exclude an entire group of people based on their profession, interest, or a physical attribute like height. Okay, I can't sit up here and say I exclude an entire group of people based on their profession, but I will exclude a certain type of guys that I am not into whatsoever.
I will say, you know, on certain professions, I'm not dating no stripper. You know what I'm saying? Or a male escort. I'm not
I'm not dating that. Like, escorts, strippers, like, you're just out. Don't even try
you're out. So, you know,
like, if you stripping, you showing your junk to other people every night. You keep showing your junk to other people every night because you're not showing it to me. Yep. Like, bitch.
But it makes a lot of sense why we put up these walls, because even when you've been in so many bad relationships, or even if you've just been in one or two bad relationships and you were in there for a long time, and you have a good guy come along, if you don't prepare yourself in the right way, it's just going to scar your whole relationship.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're going to bring all that baggage into the new one.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not fair to them, especially if they're good guys or good girls.
Exactly. If they're, and I'll give people a chance if they're, if they're good, but there is, certain slight things, like if they're like even a year or two younger than me, I have this thing with age. It's like, but I just started improving just a little bit, but I'm still like, we can be friends. Like, we're cool.
So what is something that is like a hell no? When you meet someone, what is something that you would say no to?
Gosh, that's really hard to narrow down. I can only have one.
Did you, girl? We're supposed to be. Come on now. That's what they're talking about. You have to let down
only
those walls. Can't be that rigid.
Okay. Well, one thing that absolutely I would not go for is I'd have to say somebody that hits women. That's an absolute no-go.
But in all reality, they're not going to come up to you and say, hey, my name is Steve, and I work here, and I do all these great things.
And I
am also a woman beater.
Okay, so our first meeting, like if I see you snorting some coke, that's an absolute no. Like, no, we're not even talking. We're not even going to be friends. You're not even going to be in the friend zone. You're going to be in no zone. With me, stay out of my lane, go your way, I'll go mine, thank you. What's absolutely no for you when you first meet somebody?
Their attitude. They have to, like, I can't be around someone that is negative all the time.
Yeah.
So that right there in itself would turn me off. I love when you have confidence, but if you're negative all the time, like, that is a no for me. I wouldn't even pay you no mind. Because, you need to be in a good mood. Like, life is too short for you to be sitting there mad and angry all the time. And I'm already an angry person, okay? So I need somebody to take me out of that. Two angry people in a relationship,
that ain't gonna work.
No, you have to have balance. And if I see that you're being negative from the first time we meet, and, you have people, like, if you ever been on a date, they'll show you who they are. At first they'll be all blah blah blah, but if you really get into a deep conversation with them, you'll start seeing there's going to be negative things that they do, and you're I don't play that.
I mean, what if they just had like a bad day? Maybe that's not
if they had a bad day. It's our first date. First impressions are like the biggest ones, so you need to keep that under wrap.
Maybe they had a bad day at work and somebody threw tomatoes at them.
Well, and that's another thing, like the aura too. Like, if I'm very sensitive to people's vibrations, so if I start feeling some bad stuff coming off of you, and you being negative, no.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I have to go with you on that. Like, I'm also sensitive along with Chi Chi, and it's like I can feel vibes off people.
Yeah.
So even if you're being hee,
but you can see right through it.
But your vibe is telling me no.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna say no. And continuing on, attraction is important, but if those rules are very strict and very rigid, it is often a case of either setting up walls or barriers for connection or looking for some sort of external validation, such as, I want people to see me with this hot person so they know how great I am. And
that doesn't even make sense. How do they know that you're great from your partner?
Because they're hot. So of course, so these people
that is
are
so
assuming,
stupid.
It is stupid, but that's how some people think. Like, hey, if all these people see me out in public with this hot person, they're gonna think I'm, awesome, pretty awesome too. That I think that more comes from low self-esteem, because it's like, if you have that confidence,
you don't need nobody standing, because we stand perfectly fine all by ourselves. We don't need nobody to validate who we are. So that right there, you don't need to be in a relationship if that's how you thinking.
Exactly. And I'm not trying to be somebody on somebody's arm as no trophy for them to be like, hey, look at my girl, hey. No. And as Sharp said, nobody's perfect, so you can find a reason to not pursue a relationship with everyone. Plus, not opening up at all can be a turnoff. If you don't open up some emotionally, you can come across as someone who is distant and not particularly interested. People usually have a hard time being vulnerable and fear rejection because they put the relationship on a pedestal.
Oh my God. That is so mean.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And some people depend on the validation or love of others in order to feel okay about themselves.
That's not me, but go ahead.
Yeah, I feel okay about me now. I
feel
like
great
me.
about myself.
I love me. Get me twisted.
But I do tend to put a relationship on a pedestal. I really do believe that women are queens and your man is your king, and it sucks sometimes when you put them up on there.
Oh, absolutely. And that puts a lot of pressure on the relationship and makes rejection more intolerable, leading to a more protective and less effective stance towards relationships. So one of the best ways you can prepare for a fulfilling relationship in the future is to lead a fulfilling life right now.
There you go.
Too many people put their lives and the experiences they would like to have on hold while they wait for a relationship. Hell no! Don't put your life on hold waiting for a relationship. What? Yep. No, get your life together. That way, while that person's having something to put to the table, you have something to put to the table too.
And another thing is, that's good and everything, but a lot of times too, as you're going after your dreams and doing what you want to do and fulfilling your life, if you have that person that is your soulmate come into your life, that doesn't mean to stop pursuing your dreams.
Exactly.
That
doesn't mean that at all.
It.
And they trying to soft you or hold you back. Leave him or her alone.
Exactly.
It won't work. Or they could be in the process of building for themselves.
Exactly. And if you're going to, don't stop doing that. You both need to build together. Because honestly, I would rather meet somebody that is building their empire and you build your empires together than to already have their empire and you're coming into that. No, I would rather do it that way.
Yeah, I think both parties should definitely have something to bring to the table. And also examining your own sticking points also helps you prepare for yourself. Start by looking at yourself, your relationship history, and the expectations you have for the relationship, Shark said. So these are some additional strategies. Are you ready?
Oh, Lord. Let's see. I gotta take notes. Hold on.
Pulling out paper and pen. Hold on. And while you're doing that, look for problematic patterns in past relationships. So if it is a problem that's followed you into more than one relationship, it's probably an issue you need to work on.
So the issue is probably not them, it's you?
It could probably be a combination, or it could be certain things that you're doing or certain things you're allowing. So it doesn't necessarily have to be your personality is not in check. It could be like maybe you're not putting certain things in check and you're allowing certain people to keep doing, like, for instance, a woman who is repeatedly verbally abused or something. Not to say she's at fault, no. But it's like, okay, what is the pattern?
More.
Yeah, like, are you accepting it? Like, the minute they call you out your name, it should be you check him right then and there, not be like, okay, what I do wrong? You didn't do anything wrong. Yeah. He's the problem.
Exactly.
Call me out my name. What? Examine how you grew up and compare it to other families. So many of us assume that how we grew up is the only right approach. And
I sure don't believe that. Continue.
And we typically take these ideas and expectations into our own romantic relationships. The problem? Well, all families are different. Thinking that your family's ways are best can lead to conflict and sabotage relationships. Oh, I know that's right.
Oh, I've sabotaged a lot of relationships.
Rut to the ropes?
Yeah.
What? Yeah, specifically examine what you learned about conflict and problem solving, expressing anger, sharing personal information, expressing affection, and gender roles and behavior, he said. This can help you negotiate issues in your future relationship more effectively and not take it so personally when you're not treated the way you expected.
Yeah, I think that a lot of times when you put an expectation out there and they don't complete it, it makes it real hard for the relationship, especially if you're not communicating the right way,
Absolutely. Especially if you're not communicating. I think that is key.
Yeah, because if you expect roses every week, you should probably tell him that instead of getting pissed off 3 months later.
Just assume. Don't ever assume, and don't be passive aggressive either. Don't just assume you're just going to get roses at your doorstep just because you did the first 3 months. That was a probation period. Okay, let me tell you about the probation period. We'll talk about the probation period in our later episodes. There is a 90-day probation period, ladies and gentlemen. People are going
don't show your ass until after that.
Yeah, that's what that's called. This probation period. They're going to act a certain way. I'm not saying everybody, but most people are going to act a certain way during the first 90 days. That's a probation period. And then after 90 days, you determine whether you want to hire them or fire them. That's what happens during the first 30 days. That's like the little honeymoon period.
Yeah.
So, but we're not going to get into too much detail because we don't have too much time tonight. But in our later episodes, we are going to get deep into the 90-day probationary period, when to hire and when to fire.
Exactly.
And what's next as far as these specific advices?
You need to ask honest friends for feedback.
They said honest friends.
not just regular friends. Honest.
We're about to get into friendships in a few minutes too.
Ask close friends who can be honest with you and have good relationships themselves about your weaknesses and sticky points, Sharp said. Pay attention to your emotions and your triggers. The stronger your responses, the more likely that you are dealing with a hot issue that may provide some problems, Sharp said. Learn to spot the signs your body gives when you're starting to experience an emotion. This helps you figure out your triggers. That is so true. I took anger management a couple of times, and maybe I shouldn't have put that out there. But you definitely want to go with your triggers. I tell you what, I have always been a fireball, okay? And it has helped me a lot. As soon as my jaw starts clenching, my fist starts clenching, and I'm back in my hand up.
Don't forget the twitching.
What way? Oh, yeah, the twitching. The twitching is the first time.
So it goes in stages. So stage
girl.
1. What stage 1? The eye twitch?
The twitch, because and then you start, your shoulders start moving up, and
so
then the jaw starts clenching. That's when you're really getting pissed off. And then the final stage, if you don't get out of there, because my fist is starting to clench, you're about to get swung at.
So never get to the final stage with Chi-Chi. You don't really want to get to stage 1, but at least stage 1 you can kind of back out and get back in the cool zone. But once you start getting to like the final stage, I believe that's like stage 3 or 4 or something.
Yeah.
That's just, either way, it's not good.
No. And I usually black out by stage 2. Yeah. I'm surprised I remember stage 3.
And she remembers stage 3 after she blacked out at stage 2. Oh my gosh. Oh, word. Okay, so speaking of honest friends, we're now about to get into the friendship category because we're going to talk about some real honest friends here. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of you ladies and gentlemen, but I do have to gear this a little bit more toward the ladies. And I don't want to bark too much at us, but let's keep it 100. A lot of women hate on each other.
Oh, yes.
And a lot of women, that's why, you need to be around more honest friends. A lot of women will let their friends purposely let their friend leave their house looking a mess.
Yep.
So what are some things real friends don't let their friends leave the house looking like?
Well, we had talked about this before, but I mean, you see it, especially when we go out, girl. I know you be seeing, I watched this movie recently. It's Duff, the designated ugly fat friend, okay? And in every circle, there's one, okay? And how many times do you go out and there's a whole group of girls and they're all looking good and they got that one friend that just walked into the club and you're like, really? So all your friends saw you walk out of the house. And they didn't say anything. Anything. Like, I'm that type of friend that if you walk out the house looking a mess, I'm be like, all right, look, I'm not trying to be messed up or anything, but you have to go back in and change. Because you looking messed up for you and for me.
And for me, exactly.
And I think a lot of times that's what's so messed up about it. Like, I don't think the girls that let their friends walk out the house like that realize that it doesn't only look bad on their friend. It looks bad on you because you walking around with
exactly. Because the first thing I'm going to think when I look at this group is, where are her friends at? Like, if I see a girl looking at a mess, it's like, those are her friends. Oh, no. She needs to check her.
Yeah.
Check her.
Girl, there was this one girl, she was wearing like a checkered board outfit. She had some platforms that looked like Pee Wee Herman platform shoes. Oh my God. And there was like a group of them. So I was like, how are all your friends looking like that? It was horrible. I mean, and then they got the friends, cheerleaders, sitting in the back like, oh, girl, you look good. No, you don't.
Talk about you look good, knowing that you look a hot mess. And they laughing behind your back, girl. No. Another thing friends don't let their friends leave the house looking like, their eyebrows. Your eyebrows need to look on fleek. I'm not saying they got to look like you just came out the salon and just got them done, but they need to look on fleek. Mm-hmm. And you'll be seeing these women walking around and they got one eyebrow look kind of sort of okay. The other eyebrow just ain't there. I mean, what's going on? And you left the house with a group of friends. They let you leave the house looking like that. Your eyebrow missing. And they talk about, girl, you look on
point. And they watch you wipe it off.
They saw you
in the car wipe it off.
Yeah. And they didn't say nothing. They were looking dead at you and saw you wipe it off, and you probably didn't even mean to do that, and they looked dead at you. And they let you get out the house, plus they let you exit the car, and then they still let you get into whatever venue y'all were going to. Check her.
Yep.
check her. Y'all need to reevaluate your friendships because nobody that I can see if she's walking around by herself, you know, or she mostly hangs out with guys or something. Even a guy would tell you, yo, you know your eyebrow missing, right?
If you also want to check out other, you know, ways to not let your friends leave the house, if you Google friends don't let their friends leave the house looking a mess, Walmart, they're going to give you a whole bunch of pictures that what you shouldn't look like when you're leaving the house.
Yeah, what you shouldn't look like. Exactly. I mean, come on. It's like friends, they're supposed to have each other's back. You're not supposed to let your friend, you know, because even with us, I'm not going to let Chi-Chi leave the house looking a mess.
No, me either. I would never let Jay. Oh, hell no. No. We both do the check. When we're going out somewhere, as soon as I walk into her house or she walks into mine, we both do the check on each other. Like, all right, you look good. All right, I look good. All right, let's go.
Exactly. And even when we're out, it's like we do the hair check and everything. Like if a piece of her hair is out of place, I put it right back in place.
That's right.
That's what your friend's supposed to do.
You don't let them look in. You don't let them.
If their hair's sticking up in the air, you're not supposed to just stand there and still walk by them.
I won't lie. There's a couple people that I didn't really care for that I let them walk around.
But you admitted it though. You didn't. You wasn't like, girl, you look good. You was just like, I don't even care. Do whatever.
That's your friend's job right there.
Exactly. Like you ain't caring about that. And then the last thing with friendships before we wrap up the night is there is a sign, a non-verbal sign to know that your friend is fake.
Ooh, what is the sign, girl? I haven't heard this.
It's all on the lips.
Oh,
okay.
Lips.
If right before your friend says, girl, she got her lips poking out or curling or even trembling when she says girl.
That she lying because it's trembling.
And then she says, girl, you look hot or you look on fleek. Mind the lips now. You need to watch her lips as she's doing this. And if her lips is poking out like how they, and y'all know, y'all seen this before. You see that friend be like, girl, you looking hot. Nah, your lips poking out. Nah, we good.
The other thing is, if you have to question what you look like, okay, you probably shouldn't be wearing that. You should probably just rethink that whole look. Because you shouldn't have to just ask your friends, how do I look?
Exactly.
You should know better.
Exactly. You know, always know better. Just like Chi-Chi said, if you have to second guess yourself, because even sometimes I do it, I'll, put on an outfit and then sometimes I'll change the last minute. Like, you know what? I don't feel right about wearing this outfit and I will change it. It's better safe than sorry. So if you have to second guess yourself, don't wear it. Exactly. If you have to second guess your makeup and you feel like you shouldn't have white eyeshadow on, don't wear the white eyeshadow. I particularly don't really like white eyeshadow, to be honest with you. So if you feel like you shouldn't be wearing white eyeshadow, then don't wear it.
But ladies, look out for that lip.
Yeah, look out for that lip. I'm serious about that lip. And remember, their lip is curling or poking out while they saying, right before they say girl or during them saying, girl, you look hot or on fleek or you look good or whatever, they lying. I'm telling you, they're lying. Like a large percentage of the time, they are lying to you. But I wish that we could continue with you guys, but that wraps us up for the night. Catch us, J Monique and Chi-Chi. Every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Armed Radio Global. And we do not forget about you guys. Stay tuned for Jam It or Slam It and Time to Cook. And follow us on social media. Our Twitter is Outline Show, Instagram Outline Show, Facebook Outline Show. I mean, it's pretty easy. Y'all can't miss that. And my individual social media, Twitter, the J Monique, IG, the J Monique, and Facebook, official J Monique.
And mine is for Facebook, Sarah Figueroa. Twitter is Sarah M. Figueroa. And Instagram, chulitasarita.chichi.
Holla! And remember, it's your girl. See you next week.
Come a little closer so you understand my time.